Sony was dominated by Spider-Man. The
Spider-Man.
two Spider-Man movies, Brand New Day.
Mm-hmm.
They released a couple of posters
Mm-hmm.
and showed a couple of clips, I think.
Yes, they did.
It's interesting to see that they showed a clip of Ned like being obsessed of figuring out who Spider-Man is because he knows Spider-Man saved him in No Way Home.
Mm-hmm.
And his friends in high school a few times during high school. And he's been trying to figure out who Spider-Man is. And he's literally talking to Peter and showing him his spider tracker app that he created, which I think is hysterical. Ned knows Spider-Man is from Queens somehow. And he has two prime suspects of who it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Flash Thompson and Mr. Harrington, which is Roger Starr's teacher character, which is hysterical. And Peter apparently introduces himself to MJ as Maynard instead of Peter,
Maynard. Oh my god.
which is kind of a nice nod to Aunt May in some ways,
Mm-hmm.
but makes absolutely no sense. And then we meet, we have MJ's boyfriend, who's played by Amonis Fondi, who plays Ezra in the Ahsoka series, and is an absolute delight. He's a wonderful, person that I met at Rhode Island Comic-Con. He plays MJ's new boyfriend in this movie, but we don't know what his name is yet.
Not yet.
Apparently,
Not yet.
apparently there's a character in the comics called Paul, who is MJ's boyfriend at one point. So there's a lot of people, Coy John Brew, I've seen speculate on this a lot, think that he might be playing Paul. So
Yeah, man, I can't wait, man. I can't wait for this movie. I'm gonna be there week 2, not week 1. I'm gonna be there week 2.
I'm gonna be there opening weekend.
Yeah,
I don't ever go to movies opening weekend.
I don't either. But you know what? I may have to. Was it June?
July 18th, I believe.
Okay, I may be busy.
Or July 31st, excuse me. July 31st. July
I may be
31st.
busy. I may be busy.
It's
during
July
the-
31st, Ferris. I
Yeah.
was wrong. It's
Yeah.
July 31st. I think that this is going to be a really great movie, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it sets up for Doomsday, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yes.
But yeah, this was a big one at Sony's panel. Also big at Sony's panel was Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, the animated
last-
movie.
Yes.
The last of the trilogy, although
Yes.
I don't know if they're going to make more of these. If it does really well, we'll see. They called it the final chapter of Miles's story, though. So
There's other Spider-Mans out there, so that's a good point.
yeah. It looks really cool. The images that they have released of Beyond the Spider-Verse. I will make a confession here that I have not seen any of the Spider-Verse animated movies. I will need to change that before this movie comes out, I think. I'm not sure when this movie's coming out. Oh, June 18th next year, so I have time. But maybe that'll be something we do watch-alongs of on the channel or something. But
Yeah, I'm excited. These are one of my favorite movies. I watched Across the Spider-Verse twice. I'm a big fan of these films.
they look
the
visually
portrayal.
stunning.
Yeah.
The way they did the animation on these.
The soundtrack to number 2 was pretty fire as well. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm generally just excited. I got nothing more to say. I'm just really excited, and I can't wait to watch it. Unfortunately, this movie is coming next year, in June 18th, 2027, because animation's animation, and hopefully they're treating the animators right, because most of the time they don't. So I'm really excited for that. But also too, lastly, Adelia, for Sony, they talked about Jumanji and some Resident Evil stuff, but the thing that really caught my eye was a sequel to The Social Network, the big movie in the early 2010s, starring Jesse Eisenberg as Mark Zuckerberg, Armie Hammer, Andrew Garfield. It was directed by David Lynch and written by Aaron Sorkin. Everyone loves this movie. Everyone is lives by this movie. Sequel coming up. Written and directed by Aaron Sorkin, so David Fincher's not part of this. So it's going to be a written and directed film by Aaron Sorkin, and it is based on a 2021 Facebook leak by a whistleblower named Francis Haugen, played by Mikey Madison. So we're gonna be seeing how kind of Facebook unravels in real time and how they have to readjust themselves and fix their image. And Mark Zuckerberg is being played by none other than Jeremy Strong instead of Jesse Eisenberg. So it's an older Zuckerberg, a newer character. So we'll see how that is. Because
Yeah.
I'm excited for that because I love The Social Network. What about you? You watch The Social Network?
I love The Social Network. It's great. Jeremy Allen White's also in this movie playing Jeff Horowitz of the Wall Street Journal, who I think is the journalist that
Yes.
that broke the story. It's about Facebook knowing that it's harmful to teens and has caused real life consequences, and that there's misinformation that's running wild and all of that. And I'm not looking forward to this one as much as the first Social Network.
Yes.
Because I just think I don't know why we're making a sequel to The Social Network this far after The Social Network, but Aaron Sorkin does what Aaron Sorkin does, and
Yes.
he can be good at stuff. He just also can sometimes not do some good stuff, so we'll see what happens there. Jeremy in the chat also, just to go back to this for a minute, said he saw all of the Raimi Spider-Man movies opening weekend, and that was great. That's cool.
Yep. Yeah, I can see why they're making a sequel years later because it's a
I'm just glad that it's not like an immediate sequel, timeline-wise.
Yeah.
I just think that the first one had such an interesting story, and I don't know if this story is quite as interesting to me, but
No.
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how Jeremy Strong does. I was a big fan of him as Kendall Roy, so I'm a big fan. So we'll see how
Yeah, I
that
don't
is.
think I've ever seen anything with him in it, but
Succession's pretty crazy.